Hi, I'm going to walk you through the first two steps of getting this project started. So for the first step, you have to pick a career. So you're going to do that by clicking on this link right here to the BLS, or the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. So if you click on it, it is going to take you to this website that looks like this. So when you're picking a job, there's a couple things to keep in mind. One, for this part of the project, your job has to require some kind of post-secondary education. So it has to require a bachelor's degree, an associate's degree, a master's degree, or like a PhD, MD, JD, if you're a lawyer, those kinds of careers. So it can't just require a high school diploma. So to find your job, you're going to think about what kind of job you think you're interested in, and then it's broken down by occupation groups. Okay, so let's say I want to be an engineer. So I'm going to click where it says architecture and engineering. And then these are all of the different types of engineers that are out here. Okay, so I think I want to go with agricultural engineers. So if you look, the second to last column says entry level education. So that's the level of education that you're going to need. So all of these, it looks like so far, require at least an associate's degree, except for this one that's surveying and mapping technicians. So you could pick any of these jobs except for surveying and mapping technicians. Okay. So you're going to need the information from the second column here where it says occupation, the entry level education column, and the median pay column. So notice how for median pay, it says the median pay is $77,110. Well, we're doing this project is if we are just getting out of college. So the most we can say we're going to make is $70,000. Okay, so when we go to fill out that slide, I already have it filled out here, but I'm going to work as an agricultural engineer. My bachelor's, I'm going to need a bachelor's degree, and then my median pay, even though it says $77,000 a year, since I'm just out of school, I'm going to say that I'm making $70,000. Okay. Then you've got to include your link down below. And then you have to include a picture, which is why I have a nice picture of that tractor. Moving on to the second step, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, so you are going to have to pretty closely follow my directions, and I'll post a screenshot of this too. So for step 2, you have to calculate how much money you are actually going to be able to spend every month, known as your net pay. So that information that you got for slide 1, where it was your median yearly income, that's your annual gross pay. Okay, so we're going to fill this calculator out to figure out how much money we can actually put into our budget. So the first thing it's going to have you do is pick a state where you live. That's because some states are going to require a state income tax and others do not. So if you live in somewhere like Florida or Texas, they do not take money out of your income. Okay, so to make this easy, I'm just going to use Michigan as our example. So then you've got to fill in, the first step is going to be where it says gross pay. So that's going to be what you put on slide 1. So I said I was going to make $70,000 a year. And do not put a comma or periods. It's going to confuse it for you. So just write it out as the numerals. The gross pay method is going to stay annually. Your pay frequency, since we're making a monthly budget, you're going to say your pay frequency is monthly. For where it says number of federal allowances, you're going to put 1. And if I skip any lines, it just means that we're keeping it as is. So like we're not going to change anything here with additional federal withholding. All right, so after we put the number of federal allowances is 1, we're going to skip all the way down to where it says Michigan State and local information. Okay, we're not going to do anything with the first 3 lines or first 2 lines. We are going to change where it says total allowances. So we're going to change that total allowances to 1. And then for predominant place of employment, you can choose any of these. All of these are cities that also have local taxes. So I'm just going to say that I'm living in Detroit or working in Detroit. And then that is all we have to fill in. We can skip the rest of it. So when you've filled out that information, you're going to click where it says calculate. And this is information about how much you make every month and how much you are going to be paying in taxes every month. So you're going to use this information to fill in the next slide. So I'm going to do a split screen here for you.